even get me started on the flood. So far, I've managed to avoid coming into contact with those nasty critters, though. Not coincidentally, the docs tell me that's the best way to prevent any kind of infection. But times change. Spartans change. Hell, even I changed. The Covenant War ended. We won. With the help of the Arbiter and his rebellious elite pals, we kicked the rest of their bifurcated asses off Earth, and then we cleared out every human system we could find. Go, humanity. Am I right? I loved that. The moment we knew we'd won, that was a sensation I'll never forget. Against all odds, and countless thousands of Covenant troops, humanity had survived. One thing overwhelmed me even more than that feeling of triumph: a sense of relief. But that stunning instant of accomplishment faded faster than a perfect sunset on shore leave. We might have shattered the Covenant as a group, but some of the most hostile surviving bugs picked up the pieces and did their level best to glue the damn thing back together into an even uglier version of its old self. Now, I didn't mind that so much, but without the threat of the original, properly organized Covenant looming over our heads, some of the human rebel forces who had joined the UNSC in our fight against the aliens didn't cool their barrels for more than a couple days before they spun their sights on the rest of humanity again. Never mind that without the UNSC's efforts, they'd have been mosquitoes on the Covenant's windshield. They weren't the kind to get choked up over such favors. So while the war might have been over, the battles went on, just over different issues. I kinda miss the old days. At least then you knew who to shoot and who might be drawing a bead on you. But as Commander Musa likes to say, you don't always get to fight your favorite foes. He also likes to say that as Spartans, we no longer have formal ranks like they do in the rest of the military, which we're supposed to take as meaning we're all equals within the Spartan branch of the UNSC. Of course, some of us are far more equal than others, and he's the main point of evidence for that, so I don't take his words as gospel. Don't think I'm knocking inequalities, as long as they're justified. I used to like being a gunnery sergeant in charge of my own squad. Anyhow, that's how me and what was left of my ODST fire team, codenamed Alpha 9, found ourselves on Talitza in August 2555, almost 3 years after the end of the war, hunting for a Covenant engineer named Virgil and his human handler, Sadie Endisha. Note that I said his and not its. We've come a long way with the Covenant. We'd been sent to that damn dust ball by Office of Naval Intelligence Captain Dare, who thought we might have some kind of rapport with the alien. I suppose I saw her point. After all, Alpha 9 had been the team that had hauled his floating carcass out of New Mombasa, back on Earth in October of 2552, at the worst point of the Covenant War. If he had the capacity to recognize us, maybe he'd still be grateful for our help, assuming Oni hadn't abused him too much in the interim. I wasn't about to put any money down on Virgil knowing me from any other leatherneck. Me, I couldn't tell him apart from another Huragok without a visual assist from my armor's heads-up display, even though he was the only one I'd spent any real time with. At least he didn't insist I call him Quick to Adjust, which, to be fair, was his real designation. Virgil was just the name of a program inside the AI that had run New Mombasa's infrastructure, which got damaged when the Covenant invaded the city. While Quick to Adjust was trying to fix it, he assimilated Virgil into his own programming, and the name somehow came along with it. That's how we first came to know him. And it kinda stuck. Mostly because Virgil rolls off the tongue better, I think. You have a better chance with him than anyone else, Veronica had said to me. Plus, You're one of the best soldiers I know.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.